Chapter 4, Targeting. In this chapter, once you've completed studying it, you should know how to choose the segments to target and how to size the market. What is targeting? Targeting is a selection process. When people talk about the target market, this is what they're speaking of. The selection process includes deciding whether the market is large enough to produce a satisfactory profit. For example, if you were going to produce a house that was $2 million and build it in Pontotoc County, Oklahoma, is there a large enough market to actually make a profit and sell it for $2 million? Is there enough people here that could afford the house that you could find a buyer for it at a profit? Is there a large enough market for expensive sports cars, a $5 million Bugatti, which is the starting price of 2020 Bugattis? Rolex, when they came out with a $10,000 Rolex, which is now pretty much the low end of the Rolex market. Is there a large enough market for people to purchase enough quantity for Rolex to make a profit of that? So you have to determine whether the market is large enough to make a profit. In these expensive ones, it's easy to see where you don't need that many people to purchase it to make a large enough profit to make it worthwhile. However, if you're looking at something small and inexpensive, candy bars or t-shirts, is there enough people out there to buy those with the specific graphics on them on the t-shirts or the specific flavor of candy bar to make it profitable when you have to be within the market price? If you have a t-shirt that's $50, can you sell it? Well, if it's at a concert and the t-shirt's specific to the band that's playing, you might be able to sell it and make a large profit. If it's a t-shirt that just promotes a school or an event and you're trying to charge $50 to make a profit, that may or may not be worthwhile. Market for a positive SWOT analysis. Market is not saturated. What's a saturated market? A market that already has so many competitors that a new entrance would have difficulty attracting attention and a customer base. A saturated market, I just mentioned candy bars, that seems to be a saturated market. The automobile industry was considered saturated until Tesla came out. Well, they did something that was new and innovative to actually create a brand that people desired. If Tesla would have been just another gas engine car company, that may or may not have been the case. Market is growing at an acceptable rate. And if you're looking at laundry detergent, that market's not really growing. It's actually shrinking because the population is stagnant to shrinking. So we really don't use a lot of laundry detergent compared to a year ago or 10 years ago. It's pretty much plateaued or declined. So you wouldn't want to go into a market that is plateaued or declining. You'd want to go into a growing market. Okay. So size of the market, number of people or businesses that are in the target market, total dollars available. There may be 1 million people in the United States that would like to have a Rolex watch or a Bugatti car, but if they can't afford them, then they're not part of the target. The only people that are part of the target are the people that have a desire, a want, or a need for the product and have the income to be able to purchase it, as well as having the decision factor to purchase it. You may think that something is perfect for your industry, for your company, and the company may have enough money to purchase it, but if you're not the decision maker, then you're not the target market either. Okay, and market pricing versus fixed plus variable costs. So market pricing is based on what is your competition getting for their product that's comparable to your product. and you need to price it based on what they're pricing it. Gasoline is a great example of that. If you come out and you open a new gas station where there's one being built right down the street from campus, if they start out with their gasoline at $3 a gallon when everyone else in town is below $2.50, they're not going to sell much gasoline. They may look at it as, well, that's our fixed plus variable cost because it's a brand new gas station. Consumers don't look at it that way. They look at it as, what's your price compared to everybody else's. Gasoline, and you have your ethanol gasoline and your 100% gasoline. Besides those two factors, it's pretty much the same. So if it's one of those two, which it more likely would be, people would compare their prices to everybody else in town, and if they're more expensive, then people probably won't purchase gasoline from that new one. If they're market price, then they may, depending on other factors that are in later chapters. And that's an overview of Chapter 4.